Hey, this is Nathan with the Cornfed Coverage, and this is...
I'm Michael.
And this is Chase. We're gonna go into talking about the reviewing the Nebraska UCLA game. We're also going to review this past college football and NFL week, and then we'll get into some picks and preview the upcoming week. But first, we're gonna get into this Nebraska UCLA game, kind of TJ Latif's coming out party. What do you think about the game, Michael?
Nebraska looked good. I mean, Emmett Johnson had 3 tutties, over 100 yards rushing, over 100 yards receiving too. He put on a clinic. I mean, TJ Latif was perfect through the entire first half of the game. I think he only had, 3 or 4 incompletions. So
You,
we haven't seen that in a while. A lot of people on X, or I call it Twitter, were phrasing the question of it's like a Brooke Behringer, Tommy Frazier discussion now. Like next year when Dylan comes back, who do you start? And I'm over here thinking TJ's putting on a clinic, and there might be a team that tries their darndest to come and grab him, come be a starting for them. So it's just like, obviously it's all up in the air talking about a year from now, but TJ played really well. He looked like a vet out there. The offense played around him, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but on one of Emmett Johnson's touchdowns, that halfback screen, um, Heinrich Harburg laid out one of the most gigantic blocks to set the edge, and it was just kind of cool to watch. And then Emmett just breaking, I'm assuming it was 4 or 5 tackles on the way to the end zone. It reminded me, or like it was like shades of Amir. It kind of reminded me of that halfback screen he caught to beat McNeese State a
yeah,
while back. So defense, they were kind of struggling with Nico towards the latter end of that game, considering we were up 28-7, and then they scored 20, or they scored 14 unanswered to finish the game 28-21. But defense stayed ahead of the game and, ultimately didn't let them score another touchdown to tie the game up. So that was cool to see, and TJ Latif got to take his first ever victory formation too as a true freshman. Um, Overall, I really enjoyed the game, and I'm glad Nebraska proved me wrong. Because like I said, I didn't see it coming, and last week I also said I hope Nebraska proves me wrong with that pick, and I hope I wasn't right. So good on you, Skurs. But what about you, Nathan? What were your thoughts on the game?
Uh, you know, I thought Latif performed very well for it being his first collegiate start. Homecoming back to or not Compton, but California. So playing in
Hmm.
front of a lot of the fans, probably a hometown crew. Probably felt good for him, but 13 of 15, 87% completion rate, 3 touchdowns, 5 rushes, 31 yards. So I could keep going. Like
Hmm.
the guy looked awesome. Point blank period. Emmett Johnson, best running back in the country. You didn't have to hear to figure that out. Just watch the tape. The guy he's a quick start. A character he reminds me of a lot in the NFL is Christian McCaffrey. Just very quick burst, being able to take on defenders and still gain 5-6 yards. Just we haven't seen that very often here in Nebraska. I will say we do like a strong running back, but Emmett has both strength and speed.
yep.
Do you
Um,
think he's better than that Notre Dame running back, Jeremiah Love?
Jeremiah Love, yes, I do. Um, and I'll say that point blank period. Um, but
Well,
obviously I'm gonna be biased here.
and Emmett would have more rush yards if the sack adjusted wasn't affecting his total rush yards in the season, because he has the most yards from scrimmage, but
I
obviously
think
Well,
not.
that won't affect Emmett. That affects like
no,
Royola's
Dylan.
rushing yards when he
Yeah,
gets sacked.
I wonder
I think
why.
the The
We'll go
only
against,
thing
our
that
team.
Jeremiah Love has an edge over Emmett Johnson in is pass blocking, maybe. That would be the one thing that I could see. Yeah, okay, that might go to Jeremiah, but still, Emmett's a great blocker. He fights for his team. The other thing is Keona Davis. He had a pretty good game. Sack, pass deflection, 7 tackles. That's pretty solid stuff. And I know I've been pretty critical of both sides of the ball on the line, but he had a great game and, continued to make stops throughout the night. With that being said, Nico did kind of get his own on the ground. I think in the second half, I'm not sure what happened. There was no spy all game, but we still have got to figure out an answer for that all game long. They did a pretty good job in the first half of limiting it, but I think in the second half it got exposed. Or maybe, I'm not trying to say Nico's not an athlete, but I think that we have to be better against those quarterbacks who can take it. Great play calling by Dana White. We scored on our first, or Dana Holgerson, sorry. Watching a little bit too much UFC lately. But great calling. We scored on our first 4 drives, going up 21-7, or 28-7 in the second half. But they were able to come back all the way to 21. So 2 scores unanswered. Just kind of wish we could be a little bit better than that. But, 0 turnovers, and that's a win in my book. But what about you, Chase?
Yeah, overall I thought it was a pretty good game for the Huskers. I thought the defense played well enough to win the game. Like you said, they did struggle containing Nico. He's kind of a little shifty sometimes, but he had some big runs on like a 3rd and 10 where we had a hand on him with like
Crucial
4 yards
runs
to go, and he still got the first down. But overall, I'll say the defense played pretty well. And then the offense really kind of blew me out of the water too. I didn't really know what to expect with TJ Lateef, so my expectations were kind of lower, but yeah, he balled out. Completed his first 11 passes, like you said, 13 for 15. And then Emmett Johnson, over 200 all-purpose yards, 100 rushing, over 100 receiving. Taking that screen to the house was awesome. Did not look like he was going to get, and all of a sudden he's just breaking people's ankles. And like you said, I think Hunter had a huge block, and Heinrich Harburg got the edge then. So, yeah, total team play there to get Emmett all the way down there, and then he finished it off by juking people out and getting in the end zone.
Well, Isaiah Hunter had an insane first touchdown catch, too. Like, that throw TJ made, I didn't think that was a touchdown. I thought he was short, but...
I know he looked, and then they reviewed it, and you saw the ball, and all it has to do is just touch that white line or cross it barely.
I was kind of impressed by that, because that was double coverage, too, on a quick read by TJ.
He put his hands out there, and he grabbed it. He didn't let anyone else grab it.
It was cool to watch.
That's wide receiver 1 activity there, but not to knock on Dr. Key or Mr. Barney.
Yeah.
We have a great wide receiver room.
Did Ja'Cory have a touchdown? So Emmett had 3, and Isaiah had 1, and Ja'Cory had 1.
Yeah.
Were they all? No, Emmett had
Emmett
a rush.
had the screen that he took for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that was a passing touchdown.
I believe he had.
And he had 2 rush touch.
He had 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, good game for the Huskers. We're going to need to figure out that quarterback run game, because watching that Iowa-Oregon game, to kind of get ahead of myself, they love to just run Gronkowski all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to definitely figure it out by the Iowa game, because that's what they're going to do all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder what Penn State... I'm going to have to try to watch some Penn State tape and see what their quarterback does. I haven't watched the backup yet after Aller.
Yeah, I think he's starting to do a little better, but...
He looked good in the Indiana game.
Yeah, they kept it
close.
close.
That's just been blowing people out, too. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That game was crazy.
Yeah, did either of you guys pick in that game? Or I didn't expect it to be as close as it was.
I don't think anybody touched that game because we thought Indiana would just win like they were supposed to, which ultimately they won, but that was a fun game to watch. Dude, there were 2 crazy fucking catches made, and it was just one after the other. They broke Gus Johnson.
Yeah.
He literally screamed so loud to the point to where he lost his voice.
He is known for like freaking out like that, but I don't think I've ever heard him lose his voice like that. I'm
He
like,
hit
what
an
did he
octave
say
very
there?
high. Yeah.
I mean it was worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, that touchdown at the end of the game was crazy. Nathan and I were
That could
watching
be
it together.
catch of the year.
We thought it was out of bounds, but then
Yeah,
we
until they
rewatched
showed it
it.
When I
back.
saw it
They
at
showed
first
the
too, I was
instant
like,
replay.
oh, that's out of bounds. And then they did the replay. I was like, what? He got it.
Ooh, I saw that and I'm
I was like, I don't know how he got it.
caught that.
Pinch
Well,
the
and then-
shoving him.
Well, and then the catch before that, their tight end like pulled an OBJ, snagged it out of the air but with both hands, and was like falling backwards, and he gets a little toe tap on the sideline for a catch and a first down to stop the clock.
Yeah, I think Mendoza is rightfully in the Heisman race. He can turn it on, that's for sure.
Yeah,
It was a
kind of
fun
might
game
have been
to
his Heisman
watch.
moment. Gus Johnson said after that, give him the Heisman.
I concur, Gus.
Nebraska
but-
started their own Heisman campaign for Emmett, so that's cool to see.
I voted. Go vote.
I
Hashtag
voted.
Emmett Johnson for a
He's in
Heisman.
people's top 8 Heisman candidates right now,
Mhm.
so people are starting
could-
to kind of give him respect nationally. And I'm seeing him
Yeah.
on NFL Twitter. People are like, he's the
Yep.
shiftiest back in the league, and
He's
I did
so
say-
good. He's
I did
so
see
smooth.
someone predicted Emmett would be the first back taken in the NFL draft if he were
I-
to enter next year.
maybe
Yeah,
Jeremiah
I could
Love
see it.
was probably going to go first.
I
but-
could see that argument.
I could see it.
But I hope Emmett stays. You can be a king of Lincoln if you come back for another year and get us to the playoff.
I think he would go
That'd
like
be sick.
third round right now, maybe.
Yeah, I could see mid third.
You should be making good money at Lincoln in Nebraska.
Yeah, with NIL.
We're back,
Exactly.
Co. Shout out, we're back, Co.
Hashtag fun 1080. But with that, let's go ahead and I'll let Michael start with his first pick for college slate. Let's get it out of
Well-
the way, buddy.
Well, besides, I chose Nebraska. That's an L, but I'm okay with that. But then BYU
Or
got
you chose UCLA,
man.
but-
Or yeah, Nebraska proved me wrong, but BYU got manhandled. I was on the very wrong side of that game. So props to Texas Tech. It was just I started watching the game at the beginning, and then it got to be 14-0, and I was like, I might be on the wrong side of this game. And then it got to be 21-0, and I was like, I'm definitely on the wrong side of this game. Their defense was just stout. Mind blowing.
I think
They just
where BYU
manhandled.
Yeah, I think where BYU can run into a problem with being like so run dependent is when they fell behind, it was hard for them then to ever get back into that game.
Well, and the QB run is such a huge part of their game that once Texas Tech stopped it, they were struggling.
One-dimensional football.
Well, yeah, BYU, their quarterback is not meant to throw 40 passes a game for 300 yards. He's meant to carry the ball 20 to 30 times a game for 200 yards. And so BYU had to play out of their wheelhouse, and the minute they couldn't even do anything, Texas Tech knew they had him and just kept on pressing on their throat. So
That Texas Tech
props to
defense is
Tech. Props to
Yeah,
Tech.
they did.
Props to my dynasty team that I'm running with them. They're killing it. But
I'll be excited to watch Texas Tech against like an SEC or a Big Ten opponent in the playoffs, assuming they can make it there. Their only
Yeah.
loss is when their quarterback was out to Arizona State.
mhm.
Other than that, they've looked dominant in every single game.
They
They've
did-
won.
Hey.
yeah.
My Big 12 pick's still alive though, so we love that.
But with Levitt out and Sims playing quarterback, they've already shown they can stop the quarterback run.
Sims beat Iowa State somehow and ran for over 200 yards. And Iowa State was a ranked team this year.
Iowa State's not Texas Tech.
They've got
No,
injuries
they're not.
fallen, but
Yeah.
But the next one, so my Tigers, tumultuous showing, just awful, god awful. Nussmeier didn't play terrible, but losing
He got
20
benched.
to 9 and getting benched when you're not doing terrible, but
Dude, Lagway and Lagway and Nussmeier getting benched was not on my 2025 bingo card.
Mm-mm.
Completely sold me this offseason. So I think that the Tigers are a good example of do not buy into the hype preseason because I sure did, and I got burned. So we'll see if Brian Kelly is back coaching the Tigers next week because I know that there's a lawsuit going on.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. Kelly sued the school over
He's-
the buyout.
LSU
Oh,
is, they
okay.
never
Or they're
actually,
suing Kelly.
LSU said they never actually fired Brian Kelly, and now they want to
'Cause they
fire
didn't have
him with
cause.
cause because he's not showing up to work.
And then the LSU doesn't want to give Kelly his buyout because he's getting
That's
fired.
They made an offer of, I believe it was like $23 million and then $30 million.
Yeah,
and
I
turned
saw
them both
some.
down.
I saw something about that, but I was under the impression I didn't know like what was actually going
I
on.
think their argument is that the AD fired Brian
Without
Kelly,
cause.
and then they fired the AD, so they're saying that anything the AD did wasn't actually official, so they never actually
It like
officially
wasn't
fired Brian
sanctioned.
Kelly.
Yeah.
What?
He was
Be-
going. He was
is
going
it
on
because
his road.
the-
It seems
Is
a
it
little
because
shady
the-
on LSU's part. Like there was a contract and they fired him early. I don't know.
Is it
I feel like-
is it because like the governor of LSU or the governor of
Somebody
because he-
probably stepped
the
in
go-
there because they don't
the-
have a president, they don't have an AD, and they don't
No,
have a head coach right
and
now.
the governor said he was going to be involved in picking who the next coach would be for some odd unbeknownst reason,
yeah.
which makes no sense.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I don't know if
Politics
you're
and
like
football
L-
should be separate.
I don't know if you're a
Agreed.
coach out there if LSU looks as appealing as Wanstead if you want to deal with all this.
hell no.
Sounds
If
like a
I was
headache.
if
Great
I was
brand,
making
great
yeah,
job.
good brand. But with the drama that's going on in politics and football, I mean like I get like Pillin for Nebraska being involved with Nebraska football, like signing or handing the key over to something, just being involved with Nebraska football because he's a old football player. But like, if a governor of Louisiana is trying to have his hand in LSU Tiger athletics and has no relation to LSU whatsoever, get out of there. Let
I mean,
the
I'm
powers
assuming
that
his relation to LSU, he's the governor.
yeah, but just because you're governor of a place doesn't mean you get to
I
pick who
think
the
it should
AD
be
is.
It should be completely separate, but I think it's a mess, and
Sounds like
I
it.
think their football team is going to fall victim to an abysmal season. Yeah.
Does
just not-
does that
not
affect
good. Ty Simpson looked good.
does that affect LSU's other sports as well without the AD and the
Well, it
president?
I'm
depends.
sure it does to a point.
It
'Cause,
depends on their
like-
head coaches. I would assume, like how strong their head coaches are. Like their women's basketball coach. I don't know her name.
I know who you're
She's-
talking about.
She's a little extra.
Hmm.
But I do know that, like, if their coach is strong with their team, they'll be fine. But obviously, with an athletic director who's the coach's boss, gets a little shaky.
Yeah,
But
that's
enough
crazy.
about LSU. We
That
don't
just
need to keep
sounds
talking about that.
no, but it's just interesting to talk about.
Mhm.
But
Chase,
what about
did
you,
have any
Chase?
games?
Yeah, for the college slate last week, I ended up going 2-0, so pretty happy about that. I won't
Golf
talk
clap.
much about the Auburn Vandy game because, to be honest, I wasn't able to catch it. I was watching other games, but Vandy won in overtime and covered their spread, so good job, Vandy. They keep their season alive with still only 2 losses, but still with some tough games to go. But maybe Diego Pavia will make the playoffs. I guess we'll see. And then the other one I had Iowa +6 against Oregon. They ended up losing by 2 on a walk-off field goal by Oregon, but
That
Iowa
was a
played
fun game.
pretty well, and I was honestly impressed by Oregon, even though they didn't win by much. Iowa just brings people down to their level. They force you to play Iowa football, and Oregon played some smash-mouth football with them.
It was
Dante
some
Muller's a big
football
guy.
weather. Some
Yeah.
football freaking weather.
Pouring rain.
Dan Lanning chose to wear cotton. It was just soaked out of his mind. That was
He
funny.
didn't have a hat or a hood on, so you just see his hair dripping, soaking wet. He likes to be one of those like players, coaches, like with them, and
Mhm.
but yeah. I was impressed by both teams actually coming away from that.
Yeah.
Oregon's kind of got a tough stretch though. Their last 2 games are USC and Washington. Washington's their rival and is kind of a team like us
Sleeper.
that I think is good, not great, but can beat a lot of teams. And USC's pretty good. So
Damon Williams is playing well.
Well, and wasn't Washington ranked before because they just lost to Wisconsin last week though, so I don't know if they're ranked anymore. But that'll still be a good game.
They're not ranked right now.
no. They were at one point, but yeah, not anymore.
No. But at the end of that Iowa-Oregon game, did you see some Oregon players
Fans
walk
throwing
down?
beer.
Well,
I don't think I saw that.
Oregon players walked over to like a corner of the end zone and
Where the fans were
had
standing still.
had some friendly words with the friendly Iowa fans that we all know and are not fans of. It was kind of funny to watch because Iowa players did that on Nebraska and went up to our student section and started flipping the bird after they beat us, or like when their kicker did the what was it called, like are you not entertained thing with his hands after hitting the game-winning field goal. So I kind of think Iowa deserved
I sure as
that.
hell don't think the team forgot about that. Yeah, I don't like the Hawkeyes. No. I think they're kind of just less than us. So hopefully
we got better
hopefully we
corn.
can go ahead and prove it out on the football field on Black Friday.
I think we got
but yeah,
with Latif. So.
Mm-hmm. But no, I did see that, Michael. I think it's kind of wild that, I don't know. I do think that that's the culture Dan Lanning kind of cultivates out in Eugene. But I think at a certain point it's kind of crossing the line. Those fans, yeah, they might have said something during the game, but the Ducks won.
Mm-hmm.
Get on your plane, go home, have class.
Yeah, don't rub it in people's faces that don't have. On those fans, it's like there's a gray line you shouldn't cross. Yeah,
they were pretty close to the field, so who knows? But
but then when you turn it around on the fans, be classy, like you said. Don't start throwing beer cans at the players from the stands. That shit can hurt.
We'll never condone that.
No.
That shit can hurt players too. Like words can only go so far, but like once you start getting physical and throwing objects, like you definitely shouldn't do that, no matter how bad the words are.
I agree. But with that, let's go ahead and get into the Week 12 of college football slate. Michael, did you have any games you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So first off, I wanted to talk about Texas, Georgia. My pick is the Georgia minus 5.5. I'm going against Texas, horns down. Sorry about your natty pick, Chase, but I think Kirby Smart and what they've got down in good old Athens, Georgia is going to be the recipe for disaster against Steve Sarkisian and Arch. And that Georgia defense can be a lot for a quarterback. And Arch has had his good games. He's kind of getting into his rhythm again. So, and I'm happy he's gone up at the start of the season, kind of had a mid swing or whatever. And he's here, Chase. Now Texas is right here. And after that Georgia game, all the way down. So I just Kirby and Georgia seem more of a complete team than Texas. Well, offense, defense, special teams. Texas has a good defense for sure. They held Ohio State to 14 points at the beginning of the year. Haven't had too many injuries on their defense either. But that offense is going to have to go against one of the best defenses in the league. And they faced one before when they went up against Ohio State because OSU has a really good defense. So I'm kind of think it's going to be in the realms of that kind of a game. I think Georgia walks away with it, though, by a touchdown. So I'm guessing 21-14, Georgia.
I like that, Michael. I'm gonna side with you on that.
Ooga!
Go Dogs!
Yeah, that's fair enough, both of you guys, but I think it's Texas, and it is going to be one of my picks
Rebuttal.
this week.
Rebuttal, Chase. Why Texas?
It's going to be a theme for both of my picks, and that's I don't think besides Texas A&M, there's that much difference between these SEC teams. Georgia, week in and week out, are playing close games against Ole Miss, Florida, Bama, Tennessee went into overtime. Same goes for Texas. They lost to Florida, but they're playing close games against Vandy.
Ohio State.
Yep. And
who beat Vandy?
Bama.
Texas beat Vandy. I don't know
That's
if
fair.
Georgia played them. I don't think they have.
Not yet.
Georgia hasn't played Vandy, no.
I think Steve's kind of getting his bag. Arch Manning's getting a little bit more comfortable out there. He's starting to hit the throws. That Texas defense, I think, is better than the Georgia defense. And this is just a game that I think is going to be really close. I don't think Georgia should be favored by 6 points. I like Texas to possibly win this outright. If not, they're going to keep it within a field goal. Give me the Longhorns.
Okay. Boo! No.
Horns down.
I kind of mirror a little bit of what Michael said. I think that Gunnar Stockton, he's come into his own. He's been in those tight situations, and he's been able to come away victorious. I just think that there's something to be said about playing in Sanford Stadium. I think that it's pretty intimidating. The Tide came out and won in Georgia, but the Tide are a really good team outside of week 1. So I kind of think that the Dogs are going to be able to take it here, give them 6. Kind of like what Michael said, give them a touchdown. And I think that Kirby kind of walks it off here and hopefully into the SEC championship game. But we'll see. The one game that I kind of wanted to talk about was Clemson and Louisville. I think that Dabo Swinney is coaching for his job right now. And I think that if he wins this game, who knows what happens. Maybe he gets to stay. Maybe he's not headed out of Death Valley. So we'll see. We'll see. But give me Clemson money line. The Cards are 3.5 favorites, but something just tells me Cade Klubnik's gonna come out and give us a reason to remember that preseason hype again.
I think I like it.
I like Clemson over Louisville. I kind of impartial on it, but I could see Dabo pulling it off. It just a lot of factors have to come into play.
I think it's going to be high scoring for sure. I think both teams will be able to move the ball, but Clemson's defense has gave up tons of points lately. Duke put up 45 on them. Louisville's been in shootouts all year too. So
Georgia Tech has
be a good game.
Well, and Georgia Tech scored a lot on Clemson too when they played. So it's a matter of who ends up with the ball last and can probably go and score that touchdown.
Yeah, but was there any other game that you guys wanted to talk about?
I think there's one more that I wanted to talk about because that was going to be, BYU versus TCU this week.
back to the well.
Yep. I'm sticking with BYU here. I'm sticking with the thick-ass quarterback that they've got down there in BYU. They're going to win. They're going to cover
Can't
as
teach
well.
an old dog new tricks.
No, you cannot. You can lead a dog to water. You can't force a dog to drink it, though.
I think his name is
You can force Michael
Hoover
to
for
take
TCU.
BYU.
Hoover for TCU is not bad. I think BYU wins if they score first and they get that lead and they can play suffocating D and run the ball.
Oh, yeah. BYU's
Or
they're favored
TCU has a
4.5.
very good wide receiver who really likes to open the top on a defense. So that'll be kind of tough. We'll see if they can stop that. Because I feel like against Tech, they did not do well through the air.
No, but their head coach is going to get them right, get them dialed in, make sure they play some a little bit, because they were playing a lot of man against Texas Tech, and that made no freaking sense to me because they have one of the fastest receivers in the league out there. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what their game plan was for last week, but hopefully they can adjust, watch some TCU tape, and play really good. So line's at 4.5. I would alternate that line to 5.5. BYU.
Just one
Get
point.
get the extra odds. Get
Not
the extra
6.5.
odds.
But you didn't like it at 6.5? Yeah, literally.
No, because BYU could win like 36-30 or 27-21.
Not likely, but okay.
That's
You
true.
never know.
I understand.
I'll get into my second pick here quick. Another SEC game where I think the spread's too big, and it's sadly going to be against my Missouri Tigers. I'm going to go with Mississippi State plus 7.5 against Missouri. I think Mississippi State plays everyone close. They lost into overtime against both, or maybe they just lost at the last second against Florida, but they're losing the last second against Florida, lost in overtime against Texas. They should have beat Tennessee.
Brandon Walker cursed them when they lost to Texas. Brandon Walker cursed them from a sports bad juju person that believes in it.
Plays every team close. They just lose all of them. So I think 7.5 is too much for my Missouri Tigers. Missouri's going to do what every other SEC team has done to Mississippi State and win a close one. So give me Mississippi State the points.
Did you guys also see Bama Oklahoma play each other this weekend?
Yeah,
that's going to be a close game.
I've been back and forth.
Simpson's gonna have his way with that defense, low key.
Yeah. What was
Texas
It's Bama 5.5.
Yeah, and to be honest, Tennessee was moving the ball against Oklahoma's defense, and then they were just like missing field goals or having a turnover in the red zone. So yeah, I could see Bama being able to move the ball, and then they won't make the same mistakes Tennessee did.
They play clean football for the most part, I feel like.
Well, and Tuscaloosa is also not an easy place to play in. I know. Go ahead. You're all good.
You got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
you. Well, I was just going to say, Mateer's been in some hard places to play, but, Bama's just tough. I mean, you got I think they hold, 106,000 fans in their stadium. It's on the level of Penn State, but I'm just I don't know, that crowd can get loud. And it's night game, right? 6:30? 2:30, never mind.
2:30. I think Texas Georgia is the night SEC.
Yep.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
But
the other one last game that I did want to bring up is Iowa at USC. The Hawkeyes are going out west. Honestly, I don't have an opinion in this game. I don't think that I can. If I were a betting man, I'd probably go Hawkeye points, but I don't think that I can stomach it.
It's USC by the 6.5.
From Iowa. Her family are all Hawkeye fans. So if you're watching this, Romick family, or anyone related to Holly, good luck. Good luck against the Trojans.
Hey, Chad's a Nebraska fan.
Yep.
So.
But what about you guys? Any thoughts on that game?
I don't know. It seems like too many points. The only thing I'd be worried about on Iowa's side is maybe just after this emotional game against Oregon, then going out to LA, playing USC could be a lot. But I think I like Iowa plus 7 too. I think it's too many points. Iowa's been playing well. They played Oregon to the blink.
They don't
know really how good USC is. I wasn't super impressed with them against us, but I don't know. Yeah, so give me Iowa.
Well, we should have frickin' beat them, but that's besides the point.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
But with that, let's go ahead and talk about Week 10 in the NFL since the Huskers are on a bye week. I'll go ahead and I'll start. I thought the Buccaneers were going to beat the Patriots, and I was wrong. they left gas in the tank. I just feel like they left some stuff out on the field that they could have picked up. But besides the point, they took an L, and the Patriots are now looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm surprised you're so quiet over there. You didn't jump off the screen.
That's okay. That's okay because we didn't fumble the ball 5 times in the game. I've seen that happen this season, and the Bucks have a good defense, so I was pretty happy about that. But I mean, Drake May, he had a mid game this week because his completion percentage was 16 of 31. He still threw for over 200 yards and 2 TDs, but he did throw a pick.
It
So
was early.
yeah, it was early, but we battled back, and boys, Travion fucking Henderson finally had a coming out game like I thought he would all season long. So that was super nice to see. I'm glad Travion's getting his flowers because he's a great back and we should have been playing him more. Mike Vrabel quoted this in Monday's press conference that he's going to be giving Travion Henderson a bigger load, and it turned into a meme on Twitter. But I got the context that Mike Vrabel was trying to put out. So, yeah.
Can't forget Terrell Jennings.
But we walked out of that game a better team, and our defense still did a really good job of not allowing anyone to rush the ball against us. We haven't had anyone rush for over 100 yards at all against us this season, so that was beautiful. And we haven't lost a game since week 3, so we're on the up and up. And I'm happy the Patriots seem like they've kind of meshed together and are moving forward with the season. And we got the freaking bum-ass Jets this Thursday. Thank God I get to watch the Patriots just put BTA to the Jets, and I'm so excited to watch it. But yeah.
Just watch it happen.
Oh.
Just watch the Jets sneak a win.
I'd love nothing more than to watch that.
That would probably
not
make
happening.
my night.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I would say that the Patriots are probably favored.
Baker played decent. Just with only having Egbuka, it makes it really hard to win a game when you only have one receiver.
And because Johnson's good.
Big right before half, too. You guys had that 4th and goal. When you're up 14-10, you decide to go for it with like 3 seconds before half. You get it, so then you're up 21-10 at half, and you get to kind of control the game, play a Vrabel-like football than the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Henderson kind of looking at the sideline on that last touchdown run, kind of asking for approval if he can score the touchdown or if he should knee it down at like the 10-yard line or something. I'm glad he had him.
Well, and then so the Eagles beat the Packers, and I was on the wrong side of that because you guys were riding with the Eagles. But 1-1. Well, technically 1-3 if I want to put all of my picks together.
Yeah, 1-1
last week, but yeah. Overall, not a bad week. I've gone undefeated and I've gone winless, and now I'm in the middle, so I'll figure it out.
Taking it.
But what about you, Chase?
Yeah, I had a good week for the NFL too. Went 2-0. I was opposite Michael in the Eagles-Packers game, so I'm kind of hoping Texas-Georgia. I was opposite Michael. That also goes my way, but Eagles-Packers, not at all really how I thought the game was going to go. If you would have told me this game was going to be 10-7, I wouldn't have believed you. It was 0-0 at halftime. Weird game, kind of. I do think the Eagles played better, so I'm glad they found a way to win that game. It's just what Jalen Hurts does. He doesn't have – you look at the box score, especially his passing, doesn't look the best, but kind of just wins games. And I don't really know what's wrong with the Packers offense. They lost 16-13 to the Panthers the week before. Now they only put up 7 points this week. They lost to the Browns earlier this year, only putting up 13 points. They tied the Cowboys. So I don't really know how good the Packers actually are. I want to think they're good because they look good on paper, but they've kind of been playing some weird games.
Jordan Love's just waiting for a Toyota-thon.
Yeah. Maybe Jordan Love's not the best. I think I for sure want Brock Purdy over Jordan Love.
The
Yeah, that's
Packers,
my boy.
granted, the Packers don't really have that much of a receiver core either. So
They have so many receivers.
yeah, but they're mid receivers.
Yeah,
They have a
a
bunch
lot
of
of wide
mid
receivers
receivers.
and threes.
They don't really have a wide receiver one, Nathan. They're kind of like the Patriots when we had Mac Jones.
They've got plethora. Depth is sometimes better than one
Yeah,
star.
but
Ask the
depth.
Vikings.
I wouldn't say the Chargers necessarily have a wide receiver one. We have Ladd, QJ Keenan, who are all good, but I wouldn't see.
You got key players. You got
One,
skill position players.
well,
That's all you need.
The Patriots have Diggs, but I wouldn't even know if I'd like. Yes, he's wide receiver one, but it feels like it can be
We won a game
anyone
with
could be
Kendrick
wide.
Warner as our wide receiver one.
Hey,
So
if
I
we want to
understand
talk
that.
about that, New England won a game with Kendrick Bourne as our one receiver for 3
We beat
seasons.
the Rams.
We got 4 wins for both seasons, or almost 4 years. The only year we had a positive winning record, we got blown out by the Bills in the first round of the playoffs, 33-3.
Ah,
Huh? What was that, Chase? I hope the Patriots play the Chargers and we give you guys your first round exit, okay?
perfect. That'll lead me into the other game I got right, which was the Chargers over the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. This might have been Aaron Rodgers' worst game ever on primetime. He threw for like 90 yards. We sacked him a bunch. He looked old, and
Your
Chargers
defense was
defense-
firing on all cylinders, bro.
we got
Even
Perryman
without
back. We
Slay.
have Khalil Mack back. Our defense is looking like it did the first 3 weeks. Unfortunately, on offense, we won't get some of the key guys back like we did on defense, but our offense still looks good. And with Herbert,
Protecting Justin, too, which is
with
huge.
Herbert, I think we can knock off anyone. He is that guy. So I'm excited for the rest of the season. It was a
Did
good
you
win against the Steelers. Kind of went into what I thought, the way they play offense, where we struggle more like outside run games and mobile quarterbacks, and we're really good against the pass. So we played a not mobile quarterback and a team that kind of has been liking to pass the ball this year. So good matchup for us on defense.
Has Herbert been protected more with Joe out? Oh my God, Joe Alt out. God, that's a tongue twister for this season.
He's the most
No.
pressured quarterback in the NFL this year.
Yeah, but he didn't seem like he got
Herbert-
sacked as much
Herbert knows how
versus
to
the
look calm in the
Steelers.
storm. He's very
No.
good at looking calm.
This last game wasn't as bad sack-wise, but
I
like,
have
we
seen it.
played, like the Giants ate up our offensive line when we've played some teams with really good defensive lines. I actually thought Steelers could maybe get there with TJ Watt, but for the most part, I will say, with
Well, the
our backup
Steelers,
linemen in, they did pretty well.
well, and the Steelers forced 5 turnovers against the Patriots, and 3 of those were fumbles, and the other 2 were picks. So it's like, they're a good defense. It's not like they're a cakewalk by any means. So to put 25 on their head and only hold them to 10 points is huge for the Chargers too.
Yep.
So, but
Mm-hmm.
what about you, Nathan?
Well, that was my other pick, was Chargers over Steelers. I was right with Chase on that, and just Herbert can't lead you wrong in primetime, it looks like.
No, undefeated 3-0 in primetime this year.
Amen. So technically 1-1 on the weekend. Not terrible, not great, just kind of in the middle, like Mikey.
Do you want to talk about your Niners game?
No, we don't need to.
No,
Let's
you don't
get
want
into
to.
week-
You don't want to address
Week
it.
11.
Nathan,
of
give
the
us a
NFL.
statement. Give us a statement from the 49ers. How are you guys feeling?
Like we just split a series with our divisional rival.
With your backup quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
not
our-
like you guys are
and our
down and
backup
out yet.
defense.
You're not down
I mean,
and out
Michael,
yet.
Our defense is made up of guys who probably should not be starting in the NFL. So,
But are because of injuries.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
but
it hurts. And we lost our first round pick. Michael Williams
what happened?
tore his ACL. Yeah. We're going
That
through it, Michael.
sucks.
Our
That
first
fucking
round pick's
sucks.
been out since week 3, but not as bad because he's coming back.
Hey,
Yeah,
Christian
coming back after a
Gonzalez
bye,
was
Chase,
out.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Our first round pick 2 years ago was out for the season with the torn ACL. Gonzalez. So
That's fair.
I'm
But with
happy
that,
he's
let's
back
get into
this
the
year.
week 11 preview, and I'll go ahead and I'll start here because I do have the Niners beating the Cardinals this week by 2.5.
Okay.
It's the Cardinals. They're playing with Jacoby Brissett, so I know that they have injuries as well. But regardless of who's playing, Brock or Mac, I think that we're going to be able to go out there and have a good game and beat the Cardinals.
Is Brock supposed to
Gannon,
come back?
he's supposed to be practicing aggressively, ready to play this Sunday.
That's
So
good
we'll see
news.
if he makes it. I honestly, Mac has been playing serviceable enough. There's zero reason to put Purdy back in if he's not 110% ready. I don't care how well Mac's playing. I don't care if egos are getting hurt. It does not matter. Long-term health matters because with our defense being this injured, the only realistic opportunity we have to even have a thought making a run into the playoffs is having a healthy offense.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that if your quarterback's plagued.
So, do you agree with Brady that you guys should just ride with the hot hand in Mac Jones and just kind of let Purdy,
No. If Purdy's
not
healthy, he
cozy?
should start. If Purdy is healthy, he should start.
I think you go Purdy
Gotcha.
too.
Don't let me get that twisted. Mac's good, but he's not.
No, I only wanted to bring it up because I saw Brady talk about it this week how like what Shanahan, if Purdy is fully healthy and ready to go, that decision he would make.
I think
And
if he's 100%, I think that he's playing. But if he's even like 95, he's not playing, and I think that that's the right decision.
Yeah, you don't want to rush a quarterback who just signed a
He did
5-year
not.
extension come back too early.
He didn't have the surgery like Burrow did, and turf toe can require surgery. So
Yeah.
I would feel much better about the rest of the season in the future is if he does not come back till he's 100%.
Oh, and you saw what Turf Toe did to Taylor Martinez at Nebraska. He was a completely different quarterback. And I know I'm comparing college to NFL, but an injury is an injury. Yeah.
Get it?
So
But with
no
that,
need to
let's go
rush
ahead
him
and get
back.
into the Week 11 slate. The rest of it. There was one other game that I looked at, and it was the Lions plus 2.5 at the Eagles. I think the Lions are a good team, and honestly, the Eagles played pretty sloppy against the Packers last week. So just with that, I think that Dan Campbell's going to come out there, and he's going to have the guys ready to bite someone's kneecap off. So give me Lions plus 2.5.
Is it at Philly?
It is at Philly.
And it's Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Just to bank off that, I am on the same side with Nathan. One of my picks is Lions plus 2.5 against the Eagles. I chose the Eagles last week. I feel like it's the Lions this week. Eagles also played a team where their offense looks weird, and I think the Eagles' offense still looks weird. A.J. Brown was playing Madden last night, telling people if you have him on fantasy to drop him. So I feel like there's some weird vibes going on with the Eagles. I think their new OC after Kellen Moore left for New Orleans, maybe he's not the right fit, and some Eagle fans are kind of calling for the OC's head. Maybe a little fair. I feel like they just feel like they're always kind of out of rhythm, and sometimes it just kind of takes a big I can't even say his name, Saquon run or a deep pass to Devontae Smith to get them into field goal range or to get a touchdown. So yeah, I like the Lions. I think they're going to come out. Dan Campbell's taking over play calling now. I just think he's going to have them ready. He's kind of like a Matt Rule in the way of his speeches, just the NFL version of it. So I think he's going to get them pumped up for a big primetime game that could matter seeding for the playoffs. So give me the Lions there. And then for my second pick, I'm going to go with the Packers -7 against the Giants. I kind of feel like I've been shitting on the Packers just to pick them now. But with Jameis Winston going out there, I love the dude, but I think it's a tough matchup again for him with a tough Packers defense and Micah Parsons. Cam Scatterboo's out. Jackson Dart's out. Malik Neighbors is out. Their coach just got fired. Not a lot's looking good for the Giants. Packers need to
They
get right.
have nothing to lose, Chase. That's a
Hey.
dangerous pick right there.
Hey,
It is with the
Jameis has
interim coach bump. Sometimes if their interim coach is fat, then maybe I need to change my pick.
well, and Theo Johnson, great tight end because they don't have anybody else to throw to currently. So like, and
Darius Slayton's still an NFL wide receiver.
Yeah.
So is Wandale Robinson.
When the
You're
score is
not wrong.
24-10 and the Giants don't score all day, just remember what I told you. Giants. Packers -7.
See, I even had you double guessing it there, huh?
Yeah, you did. Oh, what about you, Michael? What were you looking at this weekend?
Patriots get to play the Jets Thursday in our unrivaled unis too, so that'll be fun to watch. Right now the Patriots are favored by 13.5, so that's I don't know if I would take -13.5 just because that's a lot of points.
Especially against a division rival. I feel like sometimes
Yeah.
it's close for no reason.
Yeah, and I mean, we just watched the Dolphins beat the Bills last week in Miami, so like anything can quite literally happen. I don't like the -13.5, so I would stay away from that. Now, obviously, if you're doing like a winners parlay and you're just sprinkling a little $5 here, $5 there, take Patriots money line because that's gonna happen.
Still
But
alive in your survivor pool. You can take the Patriots if they're available.
yeah, exactly. But I do see the Patriots winning that game decidingly. Rob Gronkowski's gonna be there, and then he's gonna give a speech to Gillette, so that's gonna be cool to watch. I think he's also gonna be that lighthouse, the ringer of the lighthouse or whatever, so that'll be cool to watch. And it's primetime Drake May. He hasn't been able to be primetime that much this season just because we were brutal.
Yeah, have you guys played a primetime game yet this year?
I
No,
don't think so.
we have not.
Maybe you haven't played Thursday night already?
No. When did we
I
play the
feel like you might
Bengals?
have.
Was the Bengals Thursday night? I don't
think so.
know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
No, we
I don't
haven't
think you guys have,
played.
to be honest.
No, nope, we haven't. If anything, I think no, it was the Bills. I think Bills played Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Patriots Bills was
Yeah,
Sunday
you guys
night
had
football.
Sunday night
That was
football.
Sunday night.
Yeah, because
you
the
guys
Bills and the Bills were their unrivaled they're all icy whites or whatever you want to call them. They're blizzard uniforms.
Snow melts in May.
Who the fuck cares? Because Patriots won that game anyways. Made you guys take an L in your fancy new uniforms too. But I'm excited to see the new unis because we haven't worn them yet, and they look super clean. So it's kind of like a icy white helmet but it's kind of like gray. I like it.
Pass for me, boss.
I don't care. I like it,
I'll
but
make my final opinion tomorrow night when I see them.
But I see the Patriots beating the Jets decidingly. I don't think it's going to be 13.5 though. I think it's going to be more like a 21-10, maybe 28-20, maybe 28-17. But the other game I wanted to pick was the game that's in Spain. The Commies versus the Finns. I think the Commanders are going to win that game just because I like a dog, and they are in fact dogs in this game. Miami's -2.5, so
because they don't have Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I don't care that they don't have Jaden Daniels. They get to go with Brissett, and Brissett, he's a Patriot. He's not going with Brissett. Did Brissett get injured? That's
he's
right.
Playing for the Cardinals.
Marcus Mariota is the starting quarterback.
Fuck it, we ride with Mariota then. I don't care. Commies are gonna win that game. That's crazy. I don't know why I thought Brissett was on the Commies. It's probably just because I watched him play last week for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe the Commanders win that game. It's gonna be a close one, but
I'm gonna go opposite either.
I lean Dolphins too. I think they're playing better.
They've been looking a lot better than they did 2 weeks ago. They just knocked off the Bills.
I'm just picking a dog.
A-Chain looks like an animal.
I like my dogs. And it's in an international game, so who knows? Mike McDaniels might be having a couple brews the night before, maybe wakes up in the morning a little hungover, a little groggy, a little jet lagged, and who knows? Maybe the commies fucking walk in there and surprise the Finns. I don't know. Maybe I laid
I'll
out
give
the
you that.
scenario. Maybe the two head coaches get together, have a brew, and they're going shot for shot, but the commies head coach is just kind of faking taking the shot, while McDaniels is actually taking the shot. And
You are an elaborate man.
I am. You never
Uh,
know.
but with that, was there anything else you guys wanted to discuss before we wrap up?
No, sir. Go
No,
Pats
that's
and go Big Red.
yeah.
Even though
I
we're in
think
a bye week.
Nebraska volleyball's on a set winning streak, unless it's
43
Yeah.
sets.
yeah. And
43
then
sets.
Husker basketball started 3-0, so other Husker sports are looking good.
Undefeated on the weekend.
Rink Mass dropped the third ever triple double in Nebraska basketball history, so that was cool.
Mhm.
But
All right, but with that, thanks everyone for tuning in. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see any more content. Comment down below if you have any opinions about the takes that we gave in the video. But thanks again for watching. I'm Nathan. That was Michael, and there's Chase. And thanks for watching the Cornfed Coverage. Have a good night.
deuces.